Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy New Year, guys. Mario Delgadillo with Finline Agency, and welcome to our Monday sales training. Today, we're going to have a very brief training. It is the very first training of the new year 2025. And in order to project where you want to go in 2025, the first thing you have to do is be able to realize, how did 2024 end up? Like, where did all of the chips fall? And so, one of the things that I do, just because I'm kind of nerdy in some of these ways, is I like to always rank myself in all of these different categories on a given year. And the reason I like to put a rank number to it is because next year when I do it, I can see where I was and I can easily compare where I am going forward. So the best example I give to folks is after every game with my kids, when we get in the car, I always say, okay, listen, what would you give yourself? Scale of 1 to 10, what was your number? Right. And so that child will give their number and then I'll give mine, and we'll see if we're on track, if we're, yeah, you know what, I'm feeling the same way, or you know what, no, I don't think so, and here's why. Right. We do that with movies too. Like, hey, did you see Gladiator 2? Cool. What did you rank that? 1 to 10. What did you think? Right. Because I always want the kids to start thinking in very rational terms where they can say, how can we quantify into numbers how we're feeling, right, in certain areas. So there's 10 things that I like to go over that I want you guys to write down, and then it would be very beneficial for you to be able to go back, do the numbers for yourself, and then create an average. Okay, so the first area, okay, is rank your top 3 relationships in your life, and I have them in 3 categories. Okay, so the first is friends, right? The second is family, and the third is your significant other, whether that be your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, right? You know, what have you. And so when you go into family, right, your friends, the top category, you know, this year, did I gain more people into my friend, network? And were those people good influences or bad? I don't think anybody tries to go out and say, hey, I want to get a bad friend. But somehow along the line, you realize, uh-oh, every time I hang around with this person, we get in trouble. Or probably not a right deal, right? So if you were to rank 1 to 10 on your friends, did you do a good job and get a 10? Or are you closer to 1? Number 2 is family, right? I don't ever delete family, right? Because they're family. But I do edit my family members because there are certain family members that they're toxic, right? They're not good to be around, right? And so from a family perspective, whether that be cousins and aunts and uncles, right? Did you, are you closer to a 10 or are you closer to 1? Give yourself a number, right? And then with your significant other, super, super important, guys, as it pertains to this business and really in success in general and in life, um, do they understand and support your vision? Like, do they really, really understand that? Have you had that come to Jesus talk with your significant other? Okay. I'll tell you that the number one reason people fail in this industry is their significant other. Okay. They either are someone that is going to constantly detract them and constantly detour them from being successful, or they're going to be that person that at the end of the day kind of licks their wounds and heals them up from the day's battle, right? So what you do is you give yourself a number for each, 1 to 10, right? Give yourself a number for family, a number for friends, and a number for significant others, and then just create an average. Okay. So add them up, divided by 3. Okay. And that's how you're going to give yourself a number for number 1, which is rank your top 3 relationships in your life. Because we're going to get a number for every one. But since this one had 3 categories, that's how you get the number for number 1. Okay. Number 2 is I want you to assess your physical health. Why is this important? Guys, I'll just speak for myself. I am going to double my production this year on my pin. Double it. And I'll tell you that for me, midday, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, there are times where I'm like, man, I'm getting tired. Stamina matters. endurance matters, right? If any of you, when you and if you get to this place, there's going to be a time where you're busy all day and you've got a 5 and a 6 or a 6 and a 7 o'clock appointment at night and you just don't want to do it. You're just tired, right? I'm 44 years old now, and if my endurance and my stamina is not on point, there's times where people are like, "Hey, Mario, okay, are we still on for 6:30?" And in my mind, I'm like, "Son of a crap! This is the last thing on the whole planet that I want to do right now because I'm so tired." So it's important. How would you rate your weight, your BMI, your nutrition, right? Ask a friend. This is so important. Guys, a lot of people are like, oh, I wish I could have a trainer. Do you know how many friends that you have that are actually really knowledgeable when it comes to nutrition or really knowledgeable when it comes to fitness? Just ask a friend to be a friend. Hey, will you help me out? Would you give me some ideas? Sure. Right? Become accountable. Did you become accountable to somebody this year? Right? Assess your physical health. Give yourself a number 1 to 10, 10 being amazing, 1 being crappy. Right? Number 3, investments. Are you still saving money? Are your expenses less from January to December? Right? Are you buying things that you can't afford, which now has then depleted your liquid assets? Are you investing into your business? Ooh, that's a big one. Okay. Where can you eliminate waste? And guys, this is where you are going to have to go back to that number 1, ranking your top 3 relationships. Because sometimes you have to go and talk to your significant other about the Amazon deliveries. That's me. I have to, what, we just moved into this house, babe. The Amazon driver already knows us. Okay. But then she comes right back and she's like, what are all of these Cigar International charges from? And I'm like, oh, okay. Just making some humor. But hey, we all have some areas where we could be eliminating waste and getting better. Number 4, okay, so rank yourself on investments. Number 4 is your skills, okay? Did you develop skills this year? Conflict resolution, overcoming objections, building rapport, closing, right? What skills do you still need to build? What skills do you feel like you've come a long way in? Give yourself a ranking. Number 5 is career. Now, some of you guys work a full-time job. Some of you don't. Some of you do this full-time. Some of you are 50-50. So did I get a promotion this year? Did you earn more money annually this year? Whether that be through an annual increase? Did you rank up your pay here at Finline? Are you seeking feedback from the appropriate people? Would people say that you keep your word? That's a huge one. Would people say that they would consider you committed? That's a huge one. Really, really important. Because guys, you're never going to be successful if you're wishy-washy. You just can't, right? Give yourself a ranking on the career section. Number 6, a new mindset. So this is what I usually do. I'm pretty cold-blooded when it comes to the way I think. I'm pretty black and white, okay? There's a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's a no way in the middle, right? So I always write down the word victim/owner. In every situation, every scenario in life, you have an opportunity to either A, be a victim, or B, be an owner. In business, are you a victim or are you an owner? In your home life, are you a victim or are you an owner? In relationships, are you a victim or are you an owner? Right? Categorize yourself. Find as many categories as possible and then figure out if you're a victim and owner and add it up and give yourself a number, right? 1 to 10. After you look at how many sides you're a victim versus how many sides you're an owner, you can give yourself the number associated with number 6. Number 7, super important, spiritual. Okay, this should have been number 1. Whenever I am grounded and rooted and close to the Lord, my business booms. I can tell you that right now. It's just always been that way. Why? Because for some of you guys, maybe this is going to be a new thing for you. But do you understand the type of discipline it takes and focus and clear mindedness it takes to have a true walk with God? See, for me, sometimes people are like, oh, it's kind of tough to talk about this stuff. Not for me, right? In fact, one of the main reasons I actually left corporate America was because of HR. HR is the absolute devil. It's like, if you ever watched the show The Office, did you guys ever watch the show The Office with Michael Gary Scott? His number one nemesis, the person he hated the most, was Toby Flenderson. Toby was from HR, right? Shireen is laughing, so you know Toby. I hate this, environment, right? I wanted to be self-employed, not just because of the freedom, but because I wanted to be able to proclaim God. I wanted to be able to share God. And so I'll say this, guys, that when you are being held accountable to a higher power, you hold yourself to higher standards, right? And so I always think about when I'm on point with God, what that means to me is that I'm getting up extra early, is that I'm dedicating time for prayer. I'm dedicating time to get into the word. I'm dedicating time to just sit and be silent. I don't have time for other shenanigans or things that are going to get me side to side. So when I'm that focused and disciplined and clear-minded, my business booms. Guys, spend some time and rank yourself there, okay? Number 8 is contributions. If you don't give, it'll never come back to you. You have to contribute. Did you contribute to community? Did you contribute to other people around you? And it doesn't have to be money, it can be time, right? Did you lend a hand? Somebody asked me, one of the boys asked me the other day, my daughter, we moved our entire house, my wife and I and my daughter, Rebecca, okay? And even my dad, people are like, wait, you moved everything? Like the refrigerators and the couches? And yeah. With just you and the girls? I'm like, dude, my girls are studs. I'm like, my wife is probably stronger than most of your husbands. and we're pulling this. Actually, it was a generator. Do you guys have any of you guys have a generator? A generator is like tons. It's ridiculously heavy. So I'm pulling this generator off the truck, and the girls are on the side, and there's a guy getting his mail, and he's like, he waves and kind of do that, and we're walking up, and my daughter goes, Dad, if you saw someone moving, would you help them? And I said, no. I mean, if they were just moving, I'd wave at them. But if I saw somebody struggling, yeah, I'd sprint over there in a second and help, right? And little things, right? Because here's something that I learned a long time ago, guys. In business, okay, as a self-employed individual, most people, they conduct themselves in a way where it's like, well, if I can become somebody, right? If you guys have ever heard people say, I'm going to draw this out so you know. So if you're taking notes, write the word down, have, okay, comma, then write down the word be, and then comma, and then the word do, D-O. So most people conduct themselves in such a way where they say, well, if I have this thing, the nice house, or if I have this thing, the car, if I have this thing, the promotion, then I'll be somebody, right? I'll be somebody who's worthy of respect. I'll be a better business owner. I'll be a better friend. And then because I am now somebody, I'll do these other things, right? So most people think you have to have something in order to be something. And then by being something, then you'll do something, right? I was always taught it's this way, When you be a leader, when you be a champion, when you be the best that you can be, you will naturally do the things that you need to do. So it's be, do. And when you're being the person that you're supposed to be, you do the things that you're supposed to do, then the have shows up last. And if you keep doing that, be, do, have, be, do, have, be, do, have, you'll win. But I always added one more at the end. It's give. So be the person you want to be, right? Be $1 million earner before you are $1 million earner. Be a, a top producer before you ever are. Because then what you'll do is the things necessary to have the things that you want. But here's the secret sauce. You have to give it back. At the end, when you be and you do and you have, give what you have. Give it away. One of the things that I learned is you cannot outgive God. And when you keep giving away what you earn, giving away of your time, giving away of your resources, God keeps giving more to you, right? So be, do, have, give. Be, do, have, give. Number 9, okay? Experiences and memories. In 2024, did you create experiences? Did you create memories? Now, guys, check this out. I have, okay, hold on one sec. Sorry. So I have 5 kids, okay? Oldest is 26 and the youngest is 9. Kids, kids don't remember toys, okay? They don't remember things, okay? They do in the moment. They remember feelings and experiences, okay? And I'm going to share one with you. So we've owned homes before, but it was very important for me to bring the kids along in every single step of this process because they have watched from the very beginning, especially my older ones, me starting out my business by myself and where we've gone, right? And so these kids from the time it was dirt have seen this house come up. One of the experiences that I will never lose, the memory that I will never lose, was opening the front door and watching them sprint to their own rooms. They all ran up the stairs and they all ran into their own rooms, right? And that's what it's about, right? For me, it's not about the things. It's about creating experiences and memories. How well did you do that in 2024? By the way, experiences and memories come with money, okay? Yes, you can do some pretty cool things without it. You can get creative, okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't raised with money, okay? I was actually raised not poor, but not very well off, and I had a great childhood, right? Because we created great experiences, we created great memories. But as you progress in life, you want to create more, right, for your kids. My son, Levi, is like a history nerd like me. So now what I want to do is I want to plan a trip, like a week and a half, to DC and to Virginia. So him and I can both just go geek out on American history, go to the Smithsonian like every day and just like wear ourselves out. That takes money, okay? So yes, you can have great experiences and memories without a lot of money, but if you get yourself going in 2025, just think of the amount of memories and experiences that you can create for your family this upcoming year. And number 10, guys, is this: looking for better formulas and better recipes to improve in all areas, okay? So I look back to all 10 of these, and then I say, okay, what can I do? What recipes, what formulas can I find to become a better communicator? Because becoming a better communicator is in every single category. How can I become a better at relationships? This is a big one. What are your blind spots? You guys ever been driving in a car and you're about to switch lanes and you go and you're like, whoa, crap. I didn't see that person. They were sitting in your blind spot. Do you guys know what your blind spots are? Truthfully, have you ever even considered that maybe you have blind spots? I didn't. I remember about 10 years ago, I sat down with somebody and he said, so what are your blind spots? And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I have perfect vision. I don't wear contacts or glasses. And he was like, no, what are your blind spots? I was like, I don't know. What do you mean? He goes, what are the bad or negative things about you that are there that you don't even know are there? And I was like, man, I don't know. You need to ask somebody who's close to you, who has your best intentions at heart. What are the areas, we used to say this in business a lot. What are the warts that I have on my body that I can't see, right? What are the warts that are hidden? Why do I say wart? Because nobody likes a wart. Warts are nasty, right? So what is hiding that I can't see that is hindering me from being better, right? And this one still falls under better recipes and better formulas. Your associations are everything. Guys, I don't delete family. I edit them. That means that I edit the amount of time I spend around certain family members, negatively and positively. There's certain family members that I could hang out with every day. But your associations are going to take you up or down, okay, this upcoming year. They're going to take you up or down. So I'll close with a story that has to do with that. So I'm actually going to come off of record for this one.